he sought refuge in what he knew best, his love of playing animals. But sadly, Scottish audiences were not yet ready for a gorilla striptease. Garry was devastated and took to lounging around in a leotard. He applied to the normal processes for a grant from the Scottish Arts Council. Then he decided to turn his hand to film. But working behind the camera left him cold, left him bored. And so Garry began working on his most daring creation to date.
To honor an actor who has captured lightning in a bottle. And rare is the moment when that actor creates a character for me, for you, and for millions of people around the world, people who do not speak the same language, but they share this character, one that inhabits our most impossible dreams and influences what we'd like to wear, turn boys to.
Garry's iconic creation of Terence Treadmill was hailed by critics as a modern Iago, as a theatrical allegory warning us of the dangers of the spread of fascism through Western Europe, as true representation of the human form of a diddy man. In addition to this, Garry's plays were becoming recognisable by the almost devout adherence to the opening statement.
Listen, I'm getting chased, boys and girls. Can I hide with you, please?
And all the while, true to his music hall roots, he was lord of the dance.
I said, I think you're the greatest actor in the world and you're a much better actor than me, but you are going to have to go as hard as you can because I am never going to let you off and I'm never going to let you down. I will go everywhere you go with you. I said, and I know my position, but I'm not succumbing to it. And we became tremendous friends, tremendous friends.
One of the boys...
Spurred on by the high praise of his colleague Sir Michael, Garry was inspired to make one of his most challenging productions to date, his own particular reworking of Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
...onto the road in front of my car, and I had to swerve to avoid him. He had obviously forgotten everything he had ever learned when he was a member of the Tufty Club. He had forgotten all those stories of Tufty, Fluffy Tail and his furry folk friends. You may well laugh, but Tufty was a very wise little squirrel, as was his friend Sergeant Badger.
Devouring great and challenging roles the way other actors devour free food at a civic reception, Garry turned once again to his roots and remembered his Uncle Louis's performance as the great French detective Maigret.
Danny smiled like a child, but his wife grew very wild. Where have you been all night long, she cried, and this is what Danny...
Well done, Constable. It looks to me as though we have captured
Sadly, although Garry's portrayal of Inspector Rebus was well received by the public, the author would not grant him the rights to continue. Garry was devastated and went off to spend a long, hot Scottish summer planning his next move. His next move that was to prove to be his coup de théâtre. Garry decided to tackle all of Shakespeare's female roles. And each evening, Garry was introduced by Kenny Rogers. Plaudits came thick and fast as Garry presented such challenging roles as Beatrice from Much Ado About Nothing, Titania from A Midsummer Night's Dream,
Well, see, while we were looking at your neighbour's roof across the road here, we noticed that you...
Across the road? Well, I tell you what, that won't be necessary. I'll get the money from the post office. I should be back within the hour, all right?
and of course the poor, mad Ophelia from Hamlet.
Oh, no, I think he's a good man. Looks after me well, so he does.
That's nice.
Make sure I'm number one for him. So you tell that boy of yours to stick in.
He's a good laddie you've got there. You look after yourself and I'll see you next time.
Right, bye.
With an impressive cannon of work behind him, and an even more impressive Jagdpanzer division of work in front, Garry is now in rehearsals for his production of The Merry Wives of Windsor on a biplane wing. It is only fitting to finish this tribute with a word from one of Garry's greatest fans.
Garry has always been my favorite actor. I have seen him play Sir Davy Duff many times. Nobody does it better. Have a good night, Garry. I wish I could be with you, but I am getting my tires changed.